Okay, so good morning and good evening and welcome back everybody in today's class. Yesterday we saw and we discussed about the CI and the CMDB and the asset. Now what we are going to be see or what we are going to be discuss that okay, from where if I make a change in CI, the asset also gets changed. So it means we are going to be discuss about the tables where this mapping has been mentioned. So let me open it here now. Okay, this is my computer table, right? Which we created a CI yesterday. Which one we created yesterday? Okay, it's showing unknown. That's fine. Let do this part. So this is my asset form, right? And this is my CI form. Now, if I make a change here, no, let me add the serial number here and let me add the model here as well. Let's say ASUS and let me put assigned to is Satya. Okay. Now, if I make a change here in my CI, okay, and I go to my asset, these also get changed. So see now model is appearing properly fine like this, and it has been assigned to Satya. Serial number also updated, which we have serial number on this particular place like this. If you want to put a company, you can put the company as well. Let's say ACB of France. The purpose is that due to these things or these, I'm making a change at a one place and the another place also get changed. It means, as I take example yesterday, if you go to mechanic and say, boss, can you color my car? If he color your car, it means the color should be reflected in the two places, in the CI and in the asset as well. And it should be automatic. So now let's say example, you purchased a washing machine. For you, it is an asset. For shopkeeper, it can be a CI. If you change that color of that, or if you fix something in that washing machine, it doesn't mean that for the mechanic it is something different and for you it is something different. It is still one component. So as I take example yesterday, right? If tomorrow Harsh get married, his identity will be same, but relationship will be changed. From son, he become to son-in-law. From bachelor, he become to married man. Right? So it means now we have to understand from where these configuration is written. This is important now in today's class. We are going to discuss three things. Number one, if I change something in my CI form here, my asset form also gets changed. Number one part. Number two, if I make a change in the state, then something gets changed in the CI as well. We will add two more fields here to confuse you. And believe me, this is a very wonderful topic, guys. So now what you have to do, come here and search for the mapping and come under this. asset and admin. Asset and CI field mapping, status mapping, and hardware status mapping. There is a huge difference. Install status and the hardware status. Huge difference, guys. We will discuss now. Okay, so now let me open this one. So this is the place which they says if you make a change in the asset, it will change in the CI as well. So only these 29 fields have a to and fro maker changes. If you change in the asset tag, it will get changed in the CI. So now if I go ahead in the C asset, let's say if I add 8 and 9 and I click on the save. Okay, now I go to my CI form. So you can see it's coming 8 and 9 here. Right? How these things are coming. This is what we have to be understand now. So number one, there is a logic running that is called the business rule. Let me show you. Once I go here, configure and business rule. You can see number one part, create asset on insert. What this mean? So you can see it says we will discuss this topic, business rule. But what it's seeing, what it's doing, let me show you here. That if you are saving, if you are creating a CI, the asset should get created. And this is what the logic is written here. There's a util asset and CI function is given by service now. What I did, I go here, control and click here. So here you can see synchronization code between asset and CI. This is the place which you have to be understand. It is a complete logic. And these are the script includes. It's not, it's very big, see. But this is the place which doing all kind of mapping. CI and asset mapping, creation of the CI. So if someone asks from where you can see, it is a business rule running here. But what business rule we are looking for? The mapping part. This is the mapping, I can say. This. Sync code between asset and the CI. So this run and do the syncing part. But to do that syncing, what it do? It go to this particular table and then update it. It's a asset. Now, if other than this 29, if you make a change in 30th field, you will not able to find the changes. If you want, you have to be add the things here only. And I personally recommend don't change anything in this particular section. There's a logic which has been given by service now. Which is given by service now. That these are the fields, minimum fields, which you can use in the asset and CI. So this is the first place which you want to be discussed. Let me open this again. this one. Clear everybody till this point? Any doubt? Where this mapping happening is basically in this table. ALM asset CI field mapping. Remember, total three things we're going to be discussed: field mapping, status mapping, and not status, install status mapping, and third is the hardware status mapping. Here, Shyam, Satya, Ola, Moaji, Jimmy, Harsh. Yes. Good. Now let's go to the second part. And to do that part, let me bring the field here. So we need to bring the install status. Bring this part. Okay. Let me bring the substatus. Called hardware status. These are the fields which require. I'll tell you. Status, hardware status. Category and subcategory. Okay, now get ready for a big confusion. Very big confusion you are going to be face here. Click here, see. I added 5 fields: install status, hardware status, sub status, and do we have a status field as well? Or let me check. This is only for confusion I'm adding here, guys. Hardware, something called status. It's not there. Good. Good. Okay. Now come here. The first and the foremost point. Give me a minute. Let me stop sharing and let me open my presentation here. Give me a minute, guys. I got it here. Yes, good. Let me share my screen, guys, here. This picture will help you to understand that what we are talking now. Okay. Come here. Okay. So this is says the asset record and CI record are mapped logically. Little bit now being on your fundamentals, guys. Okay. Don't think so much wide. Think very practically and on the fundamentals. On the CI record, we have 3 things: install status, hardware status, and sub status, and fields. In the asset, we have a state and sub state. Let me show you. Install status, sub status. Let me remove this to another field. It is not required. Because now after this class, you will be so much confused that you say, Atul, it's done from our side. Okay, say. Okay. Now, what is the difference between install status and the hardware status? Anybody has any clue on that part? Satya, what do you think? Satya, what do you think? What is the install status and what is the hardware status? Think you guys, when I ask the question, you should answer. You are a business consultant here. And believe me, these are the basic questions which client ask you. Okay, Atul, you are saying it's a status, hardware status and the install status. What is the difference between these two? Because you are the front face for the client. Go ahead, please. Satya.
No idea, Abdul, but I will try.
Okay, go ahead.
Hardware, it is nothing but hardware components. Like for example, we can say example of for laptop. It's having these so many components of the hardware, and
Okay.
install status means something called it's like applications or softwares in
नहीं 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 नहीं
like. Mhm.
Jimmy,
Okay.
what do you think? What do you think, Jimmy? What is install status and what is hardware status? Moji, what do you think?
I have no clue.
Try. No, no, it's not the answer. I am your customer. You are giving me a presentation to implement CMDB. You must have some answer. Yogesh, what do you think? I'm a very bad teacher now. Harsh, you're working in service now, right? What is install status and what is hardware status?
Install status in
Your
simple
voice is
terms.
very low, Harsh. Little bit louder, please.
Atul.
Still low.
Yeah.
Come to the mic.
Hello.
Manageable, but not sure that why it's less for me only. Are you using the headphone or you're be on the speaker?
I am using headphone.
Can you bring mic little bit more closer to your mouth?
Hello.
Okay, go ahead now. Little bit good.
Okay. So install status will be in simple terms. When something is installed, it stores
What is something?
I guess a software or
I guess नहीं. Guess नहीं होता. In our world, in the BA world, there is nothing called world guess. I think so. I am thinking like this. It's Boolean, yes or no. And avoid these words called something. Something can be a rocket for me and maybe a pin for you. Okay, go ahead, go ahead. I'm pointing these things because these things I learned from experience, guys. Don't take don't take little wrong that Atul, you're very harsh on this part. Yes. If I will not harsh, you will still use the same word. I tell you one example. I appeared for one of the company, okay, for a pre-sales consultant. It's more than I get 2 years back. This point. Okay. He was very senior guy, very senior, approximately 30 plus experience, 30, 40 near about experience he has. He asked me the first question in the interview. Atul, do you know what this role is? I said, yes, I'm applying for the pre-sales consultant. Then he told me, if tomorrow you need to be explained that what you are doing in this company as a pre-sales consultant to your wife, how you will explain. And believe me, I'm not able to give that answer because I was doing the same thing, that I will work on something like this. I will work on this. I have something like this. Now think, you are representing a billion dollar company. You are sitting in front of the customer. Avoid these things. And also in the BACCA model, we say, be aware about the context. What we're discussing? We're discussing CI and the asset. It means that something can be either a CI or either a asset. Right, Harsh?
Yes.
It cannot be incident, it cannot be change, it cannot be problem, right?
Yes.
Either it can be CI and it can be asset.
Yeah.
Now give me the answer.
So it can be a TI or say in the so basically in simple terms it shows the status of it has installed properly or not.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. No problem. Jimmy, would like to hear your voice now. What is install status? And Sham, after that, your turn. And then we'll go for the discussion. Go ahead, Sham. What do you think? What is install status?
It is applicable to all configuration item classes,
Okay.
whereas hardware status is applicable only to hardware CI.
Then why we need the two status? When we say that CI and asset are same, then why we need the two status? Okay, good. The thing is that there are the two status available: install status and the hardware status. Number one, these two are different status, not interrelated. Number one, install status tell you about the CI status, that it in which condition the CI is at point of time. Hardware status is tell about the your hardware, your asset status. Let me tell you, I have a car. Okay, my car is is parked in the parking. The install status says it is not working properly. It is damaged. That is my install status. My hardware status also can be same, damage. My hardware status say it's a parked, but install status say out of service. I have a car, it is in the parking. The status say yes, it's parked properly. But actual status install, the CI status says it's out of service. It's out of service. Okay, so these things we have to be understand here. Okay, now let's come here. And okay, this thing. So state and substate. Basically, if I say this thing, state, if you change in the state of asset, it will impact the install status of a CI. These arrows and these words are so much important. so much important. Okay, if you change in the state of an asset, it will change the state in the status in the CI. If you change anything in the CI hardware status field, it may change the state of the asset as well. Confusing, full confusing. It means in an asset, one field getting impacted by the two fields of the CI, install status and the hardware status, which will take precedence. That is important. This will take precedence or this will take precedence. This topic I spent more than 15 days to understand how this working in the background. Let me confuse a little bit more. Let's come here. So I have an install status of the CI. In this, I have an absent, in maintenance, in stock, installed, on order, and all the things there. Let me show you the asset status. Because sorry, in asset we have two things, state and substate. Let me change, let me follow this. Let me change the state in the asset. Okay, let's say I'm putting in the in maintenance. There's nothing in that part. Let me save this. Okay, now come to my CI. It has changed to the in maintenance. Even though it changed the hardware status in maintenance. You make a change at one place in the CI asset. You make a change at a one place in the asset, but two field getting impacted in the CI. This is another recommendation from ServiceNow. Don't try to bring these two fields on a CI form. Use one field for end-to-end tracking. Either use install status, either use hardware status. If you use the both field in a form, you get confused. And this is what it happened now. Now the second point comes from where this mapping is working. That is important. Let me a little bit more confuse you. Let's say status is build and sub status is, let's not build, let's say in stock. Sub status is pending disposal. Let me put stop. Let's say this. Okay, and save this. And now come here and now see. Install status become in stock. Hardware status become in disposition. And sub status is not appearing anything. One field you change in the asset, two fields getting impacted. And these are the coming from the another mapping table. This one, open this and open this. Number one, let's pick up the install status. This one, let's discuss about this one only. Come here and click on the all. Okay, and now see this. Now let me bring it. So what this says, if you change the asset state and asset substate, CI item status, item is config install status will be get changed. And how the synchronization work. Asset to configuration not CI to asset. It says both. It means both means if I make a change in the install status, let me go here and change it to the in repair, pending repair. It's called pending repair, right? And now if I click on the save here and open my C asset, what state is showing? In stock. Confused. Atul, this logic is not working. It says change in the pending repair, then it go to the in the asset in stock or in the pending repair. It's not working because the hardware status is taking the precedence here. Now see here. See, they have a configuration substatus as well. Let me add that field. This is so much confusing, guys, that you will enjoy. Let me add. Or they're using the same substatus. Okay, I guess they're using the same substatus. Let me take it up and save. Okay, pending repair, and it's not appearing anything. What field that be saying? Configuration substatus. Let's say out of stock. We don't have that out of stock. Okay, let me a little bit more confused you. Wait, let's go step by step. Okay, so now we need to be understand that what this install status do here. It will work only on this field, but the problem is that sometime our record says, our mapping says, if you make a change in the install status, it has no impact on the hardware as well here, because it is running in the second lookup table that is called the hardware status. So it says configuration item status and the configuration substatus. Let me say out of stock and received. Configuration status is out of stock or not? We don't have out of stock here. So now they're saying this thing, that on the CI form, if you change the status out of stock and received, then it become empty in the asset. Now let's save this. And come here for the CI. It's not working. See, it's not working because our install status is in the pending repair. Let's say none. And now let's try to save this. Still not working. It means some other logic is running in the background. That is an I said. It is so much confusing, guys, that sometimes you say what I'm doing, I'm not understanding. Okay, but the fundamental says we need to follow only one status at a given point of time. Only then it will be work for me. So now let me come here and we'll try to see that which field it is. Let open it empty. Let's see which field it is. It is saying hardware CI substatus. Let's see what table it's saying. Hardware CI substatus. ALM hardware table. Hardware CI. Let me see. Do we have this field? No, see, we have a hardware status, install status, hardware status. It means we are missing one or two fields here which work here. Hardware CI. It is coming from which table? This is what we need to be understand sometime. ALM hardware stating table, right? See, ALM hardware state mapping. To be see which field they'll be referring here. And unluckily or luckily, I'm not getting that one. Maybe. Okay, but I would like to continue in this topic. Okay. The another point. Okay, let come back here for a minute. It will give me as a relaxation. Let me open for the question answer here, guys. Put your questions. Put your questions, guys. Please go ahead. It will give me the boost that right we're on the right track and you're getting all understanding here. Because this topic is so much confusing that you will see Atul, we're actually not getting anything.
Atul, can you repeat the mapping thing?
Okay, tell me what you want me to repeat.
So installation status and everything once.
Okay, good. This is what I'm looking for. So what we are doing here. Okay. On the CI form, we have two major fields, or I can say three major fields. One is called the install status. One is called the hardware status, and that is hardware substatus. Install status tell about the condition of this particular CI. Is this CI is absent? Is this CI in maintenance? Is this CI in stock? Is this CI installed? Is this CI on order? See, you cannot install any CI if it is hardware, it is not in the somewhere in the in stock, or maybe I can say installed status. By simple example, if you don't have a car, then how you can say that my car is not working? Right? Right, Harsh?
Yeah.
Right. So it is that is I'm saying it is logical need to be understand that what is the status of my CI. And believe me, it pick up one value from here, it go here, then it go here, sorry, in this table. In this table, and then update the details. So I'm saying like this, let's say I'm putting install status as a none, and this status I'm putting as a installed in use. Now, if my hardware is installed in use, then my install status can be installed. And now let me save this. And now see here. It's showing in use and none. Let's see how it's becoming. So my install status is installed. Let's come here. Installed. Okay. My install status is installed here. It's say in use. Directly it done. So you can see here. Directly it done. Because logically also we have to be think. If I don't have a car, then how you can say my car is in the parking? Okay, this is what we talk about the install status. And this says what about your asset? Okay, my CI is installed, but my car is retired. My machine is there in the factory. It is still installed, but it is retired. I said it is scrapped. Now think practically. On one side, you're saying that your car is already scrapped, and on the other side, you're saying your car is in the parking. Is it possible? Is it feasible? Practically not feasible. Right? Now let's come here and save it. Let's see what happened to our this thing. Now it become retired and dispose. Let's see installed. I go here and let me filter out with the installed. Only one thing happened. But what status is showing in the asset? Retired and dispose. Now let's go here. And here you search for the assets, this thing installed. Sorry, now here you need to be search for the on the asset form. We have a retire. See, if retire and scrap, it should be retire and dispose. And it is a both side. Because these two fields are talking about my asset, not about my CI. These are hardware things they're talking. Now, if I say on order, I already given order to the company. Do you think that my CI will be installed? No. Let's change to the pending install. This is practically possible. This is practically possible that okay, I order my car or I order my water purifier. I have placed in my kitchen. That is a pending install. Let's save on the save here. Let's go to the asset. And now you can see on order, stuff is none. Let's see pending install. Go here. It says pending install, in stock or pending install can be done. What it's saying to here on order. It means it is taking the precedence on the this part. Pending install. Only one thing. In stock, pending install. Let's see what is my hardware saying. On order. Why it's showing the on order was? What's wrong here? Achha, sorry, hardware is on order. So go here and search for the see on order is the on order. Now, if fundamentally if I say these value playing a dual role, sometime they play a role in the install status field and sometime they play a role in the hardware state mapping. Practically, if I say, Atul, I want to track both of the status. install status and the hardware status in one place. Can I do? You cannot do. You cannot do at a given point of time. This is what ServiceNow say. We have a one knowledge article provided by ServiceNow. Let me show you that. Set CI status mapping sync in ServiceNow community. If you read these articles now, you will definitely gone mad, guys. See, CI status and this S sync to the asset. We are talking about the same thing. That I am updating the install status, but it is not getting updated. I want to track the both of the things. Not this one. I'm looking for one KB article. Very interesting topic. This one, yes. Let me give you this article. And I strongly recommend read this and get more confused. What it's saying, hardware install status of a hardware CI is mapped from the asset to CI, but not mapped from the CI to asset. Despite the fields being commonly used on hardware. Okay, it's last updated in the May 2022, but it was written approximately a year or 2 years back. Let me see if I can find the history. No, they don't have this much. So you can make a change if you want that hardware should be take a precedence on this part. You can still make a change in the logic. But what is the output expecting here? Yeah, this one here. I tried this part, it worked. So what they're saying, see, below the different mapping between the status field. Number one, asset to CI status is working, yes. Asset to hardware status is working. CI to asset status and hardware to asset status. See, they introduce a new concept called the hardware. They're not saying that this belongs to asset. No, they're saying what is the status of this hardware. So what they say that number 1 and 2 work fine. Wish list. Either CI to asset means this CI to asset table. This one or hardware to asset. This status to this one. Only one will work at a given point of time, not the both. If you say, Atul, if I make a change here, will it work in the asset and the hardware? No. One will take precedence, and which will take that they mention in the this part. If you make a change in the code like this, precedence column, that will take a precedence for you. Try this part. And only one business logic work here mainly. Asset and the CI synchronization script include, which we saw. I guess we close this part. This one. This is the whole soul heart of this complete mapping. what to map, where to map, which field to map. Clear something, guys? Any doubt, any question? Satya, Ola, Moji, Shyam, Edie, Yogesh, Jimmy, and Harsh. Jimmy is giving the heart. Good. So main point for everybody, instead of going this logic, read this article number 1. That is number 1 point. Go through word by word. It will tell you the same thing which we discussed. It will tell you the same problem, and ServiceNow have a problem record as well for this. They know it is a problem. They know it is required by their customers. But practically it is not feasible to do the changes at a one point for the both of the things. Either they introduce a new table, new field, then it will work. But for with the help of this existing structure, it will not work. See, it's very old problem statement 124, and I guess now they're on the some 3.6 or something more than that. They're updating in every time. Last update on this part. These things. Second homework, go and see these particular tables. See what is happening. And also open this table. Then you came to know this part. Retired, lost, out of on order. Now on order is only available here, not in the. Okay, this is available here as well. Let me try this part. Retired. So like this stolen. Do we have something that's stolen here? Yes. Do we have stolen here? We have. So like this. It is difficult. So generally what we do practically, we did not tell or we did not show these things to our customers. We only say that you can get the status of a CI only. Hardware, if you want to know, go to the hardware table. Go here, sorry, go to the asset table and check it. That's all. But don't see the both fields on a same place. You will get a confused and you will not get a results as expected because the logic running behind it is very complicated. Now let me see what we have left here. Let me open this. In this part. Okay, so we done this thing. We done classes, asset creation, CSGM. Let me show you the CMDB reports or the CMDB dashboard, which we're discussing yesterday. There's a lot of things in the CMDB. Like CMDB workspace we have. Like this. See, this is the CMDB workspace. This is something newly introduced by ServiceNow. You want to see how many CIs you have. Count graph like this. CMDB help because we don't have a plugins activated and we have some data is not available. So we're not able to see some of the relationship like this. but you can see the CI class measure and all the things. Generally what we do, it's showing here. Let me show you here. CMDB report. This one, CMDB reports. So these three reports given by ServiceNow out of the box. Newly CI added, or we were discussing about the dashboards yesterday, right? This one is good. Let's go here. This one. So this is CMDB dashboard, CMDB view. Now, if you want to see the CMDB dashboard, service view and the group view, a little different. This is a health scorecard, that how your CIs are behaving. Behaving is not in the operation perspective. Behaving means about your data's perspective. Compliance score kya hai? You can see here. Because we don't have a plugin installed for the compliance and all the things, it's not showing any data to us. So like this. There is no data for us. Please activate the event management and service mapping plugin, which we don't have at point of time. So it will not work for us. CMDB health dashboard jobs. Some scripts job, some script schedule job run that we are seeing here. Like in the group view, you want to see by the assignment groups who is owning the CIs. And again, we don't have that plugin activated here, or the data is not there. Service health is here, you can see, but same problem. Okay. So from the interview perspective and from the study perspective, you must know what is CI, and asset. What is the difference between these two? Number one. Number two, you should aware about the 3C of CMDB: compliance, completeness, compliance, and the correctness. Then you should know about the mapping, that what mapping has been done. You will not believe, there's a lot of places where I got to go for an interview. They ask only about the CMDB form only. That on the CMDB form or the CI form we have these things. What do you mean by this particular field? What do you mean by this particular field? You should remember, or you should know the different classes of CI. How many classes are available? What are the main classes? What is the core table or the base table of CMDB? And then in the current scenario, the CSDM is playing a vital role. If you know about the CSDM, that will be very good. The basics, the basic graph which we discuss, that pictorial picture or the four things that you can put it here. Okay. Clear everybody? Any doubt here? Let me come on this part. Satya, Ola, Maji, ED, Yogesh, Jimmy, Harsh, Sham. Any doubt? Any question? Ask me, guys.
No questions.
Okay, good. But do the practice for this. Okay. So let me stop the recording here and we'll take a quick attendance now.